Hi guys, so today we're going to do some exam prep. Um, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about petal paragraphs. Now, not all of you will need to use them, and that's fine, but it's a really good way to sort of get a little bit of structure in your answer and get started. So just to take you through first what a petal paragraph looks like for any of you that haven't seen it or haven't done it for a while. So P is your point. So what point is it that you want to make about what you are going to talk about? E is your evidence. So this is where you're going to use a quote to support the point that you want to make. T is your technique. So you need to find the techniques that are being used in that quote. For example, can you say anything about the verbs or the adjectives? Is there a metaphor, simile, or some other techniques that are being used? You then need to analyse, so you need to analyse the impact of the evidence or the techniques, how they work together to support the point that you've made, what effect does this have on the reader, why is it there in the first place, what's it telling us, and then you need to link. So can you link this to any other part of the text? Can you link it to any relevant contextual information? So with you being at home and not here, I'm going to sort of stick to the theme of poverty because that's what we've been doing a lot. So you should be familiar enough with that, with not having your books as well. So the extract that we're going to look at is the ignorance and want extract from stave 3. So, right, so here is an example answer. This is the bare bones of a petal paragraph. So if you can do this, it's a great start. So how does Dickens present poverty in this extract? So the point that I'm going to make is Dickens uses ignorance and want in this extract to represent the poor. My evidence of that is a stale and shriveled hand. So I've gone through the extract and I've picked out a quote that supports what I'm trying to say. The technique in that, I've gone for the adjectives stale and shriveled are words usually associated with food that is past its best. The analysis of that is we are forced to imagine the children as being malnourished, and this creates a sense of empathy. And then my link is Dickens uses multiple characters throughout the novella to illustrate the struggles of those in poverty. The character of Tiny Tim is used to portray a similar image, and that would then enable me to go on to my next paragraph where I could talk about Tiny Tim. Okay, so oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Bear with me, guys. Another example answer. This one is a little bit more in depth. One is looking a little bit deeper into the extract and finding those techniques. So Dickens uses the metaphor ignorance and want in this extract to represent the poor. They are man's, said the spirit. The spirit places the responsibility for these children on man as a whole, and more specifically on Scrooge. Dickens uses ignorance and want as a symbol of what society has created. Scrooge's ignorance has created the want of others less fortunate than him. So this is not meant to be rigid, okay? So you don't have to stick to this completely. You can move it around. If you have got a technique that you want to mention first, that's fine. The only thing I would say is don't start with a quote. It's a lot harder to get your marks that way. But if you want to start with your point, your technique, or a link, that's fine. There's no sort of right or wrong way in that aspect. So all of the resources for this are going to be in the shared area on remote access. And the questions that I want you to answer are how does Dickens present poverty in this extract? And then the second part to that is how does Dickens present poverty in the whole text? So the help sheet that I've done you will have the extract on there. In fact, I'll show you. So if you go into the shared area, and you go into English, it will then say work to do if you can't come to school. You need to click on that, go on to Miss Hine, Year 9, and then it's here. It's called Petal. That is the document that you need to click on. That should open, and then basically everything that I've just gone through in this video is on this document. If you need further help, I've highlighted some of the key bits in the extract for you just to give you a bit of a starting point. I've also given you some helpful hints, some quotes that are really good to get you started. And I've put my email address on there as well. So if you're struggling, if you haven't got a clue, or you just need me to point you in the right direction, send me an email and I'll do my best to help you. But other than that, give it a go, see how it goes. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.